I like to say Barak Te Hawa, Barak Te Hawashah, Barak Te Hawa, Barak Te Hawashah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there doing this work of true sincerity. I like to say Muwaffaq Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying for you brothers out there that's doing this work of true sincerity. Real quick, this is Obadiah 1 and 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. When you go into the Hebrew word Edom, is Edom, which means red, man. Right? If you go into the history behind the birth of Esau, Edom, in Genesis, the 25th chapter, then Edom would today be the so-called white people. It says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen, right? And who are the heathen? Well, the heathen represents those that are outside of the nation of Israel. It says, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Now, against who in battle, man? Today, that would be America, man, which is the wicked kingdom, the wicked society. You know, a.k.a. Babylon, Rome, the Greek Empire. You know, all those empires coming back in the spiritual aspect of things. Verse 2. Now, it also says, rise up against her in battle. And who's going to rise up against her in battle? The other nations. The Lord is on the minds of the kings to rise up against this wicked kingdom in battle. So real quick, let me get this. This is Proverbs, I believe that's 21 and 1. And it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the river of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, man. So right now, the Lord is on the minds of the kings, which that's what heart is. The Hab, which is mind, is on the minds of the king to come up against her in battle. Against who? America, man. A.k.a. Babylon. So going back to this Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, right? The Lord have made this place small among the heathen. So these nations are starting to look at America as a weak nation or a weak empire, because now they're doing what? They're disobeying the commandments that America have given them about the nuclear deal and the trade agreements and things like that, and also the currency. You know, now you got nations changing their currency into silver and gold, or using their own currency. You know, recently you had China rise up the percentage of their currency, which is bad for the U.S. because that means everything that's gonna be exported from China and imported here will cost more. Prices of materials or food or agriculture that comes from China will cost the U.S. more money. The whole trade agreement that Donald Trump and Salakia for elaborating a little too much, but I'm just trying to get a point out real quick. The whole trade agreement that China and Trump have, they could say that it'll work, they could say that it's not going to work, but like the scriptures tell you, and I want to say that's 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3, the scripture says, for when they begin to say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. So let's keep going. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You know, you got Iran out there burning the U.S. flag. And that was way before they killed that general out there. You had North Korea doing the same thing. You have Russia showing their strength or their might, you know, by flexing on the U.S. with the warships out there, the helo carriers. And you also have China as well. They're flexing using their currency. You know, so a lot of things prophecy is being presented on a high level as of now. Verse 2, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks. And who dwells in the cliffs of the rocks? Well, Esau, Edom, man. The so-called white man. And we could get that in the book of Job. I believe that's the 30th chapter, the 3rd verse. And we can also get that in the book of, what is that? What is that? That's the book of Genesis. Let's get that right now. That's the book of Genesis, I believe 36 and 8. 36 and 8. And it says, thus dwelt Esau and Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So Mount Seir is, of course, the name that you can hear, mountain. You know, Mount Seir. So Esau dwells in Mount Seir. He dwells in the mountains. So real quick, let me do something. Let me see if it'll let me. Salakia. I don't know what it just did. But let's look up this word mountain, which is hard.
Strong's H 2022. Hair.
Right, hair in the Greek, which means, Salakia in the Hebrew, which means hill, mountain, hill, country, mount. So Esau, Edom, lives in Mount Seir, the mountains, man. Thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks. You know, residing in Arizona, you know, if you go deeper into Surprise and, you know, Flagstaff, or what is it, I believe Cave Creek as well. But you got these Edomites that lives up there in the mountains, man. These devils, man, they love things like that. So let me grab this. This is the book of Job. I believe that's 30 and what is that? We could start off at 30 and Salakia. We could start off at 30. I just want to get to the point, really. And 1. We could start off at 1. Forget it. Salakia, man. We can start at 1 because that's going to break down the whole point of what I'm trying to get anyway. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would not disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock. You know, to bring that out real quick. You can see that, you know, Esau, Edom, they like playing with dogs, man. Like, they literally like having sexual relations with dogs. You know, you had them women that put a peanut butter on her, you know, her privy, and had the dog lick it off, or you would literally have them having sexual encounters with these animals, man. You know, and that's an abomination, man. You're supposed to put them both to death. That's according to the Levitical law. And it's just foul. And you got 2/3 of our people doing it. You know, the scriptures tell you that Israel have compassed the deeds of the wicked. So if Israel see it, Israel wants to do it as well, man. You know, but it says, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, and former times desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. So this is talking about Esau, Edom. They were driven forth from among men. They cry after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth, and in the rocks among the bushes they brayed, under the needles they were gathered together, man. They was up there like animals, man. These Edomites, these devils, these so-called white people that have come into power, man, they was in the mountains, man. They was like animals, man. It says they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were valor than the earth. Hey, let's look up this word base real quick. Let's look up this word base. It's gonna look it up. If it doesn't, it's all right. Yeah, it's not gonna look it up. Salakia, but we can just keep moving on. But you pretty much get the point on that. You know, these Edomites, they dwell in the cliffs or the rocks, man. So let's go back to this Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, right? Esau is a real proud devil, man. These so-called white people are real prideful, man. You know, they go to the little schools, they get all their degrees, they live in these big houses, and they look at you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans like you're nothing. Even when you so-called achieve what they have gotten, if you live in a big house or you got nice cars, they still look at you like you're nothing, man. You know, but being a cooneries that you 2/3 are, you're not gonna care, man. You think you're always gonna be equal with the so-called white man, and that's not gonna be the case. That's not the case. So to keep going, it says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks. So we got the understanding who that is, which is the Esau Edom, which is these Edomites, these so-called white people. It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Like, your power was given to you by the Lord, man. You only in power because the Lord put you there, because of the disobedience of the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. But that's the pridefulness of the so-called white man, is he believed that he can't be taken out of power. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. And what represents the eagle today? America, man. So this is how you know it's talking about America. But hey, this truth isn't for everybody, man. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, which is his what? His satellites and things as such. It says, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord says he's going to bring you down, man. He's going to bring you down. You're going to lose all the power that you have. Because in your mind, you believe that you could be like the Most High. But the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, is going to bring the so-called white man down. So all you people that love the so-called white man, you're going to see his fall, but you also going to be caught up in the hell that's coming for the devil as well, man. And the devil only means deceiver. So give me a second here. Salakia, let's keep going. It says, if these came to thee, if robbers be by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherer came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? That's Jeremiah 49:10. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and that's the other nations, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So the Most High got judgment on you so-called white people, man. You Edomites and you other nations that are outside of Israel. The Most High have judgment coming for you, man. Whether if you like it or not. Because why? You have deceived the world, and you have brought mischief upon the world, man. So the Most High, he's going to bring you down. He's going to bring you down where you belong. This is the book of Psalms 10:2. And it says, the wicked in his pride doeth prosecute the poor. Who is the poor? You so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. Let them be taken and the devices that they have imagined. Now, let's look up this word devices. Let's see what that word devices mean. So devices is purpose. It's mesomeia.
Strong's H.
Let's look it up.
4209. Mesima.
Right, mesoma in the Hebrew, which means purpose, discretion, device, plot, purpose, discretion, devices, evil. So like the scripture says, let them be taken and the devices that they have imagined. So it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart. Now let's look up this word, boasteth. I believe that means pretender or something like that, I believe. But let's look it up.
Strong's H. 1984.
Halal, which means to shine, to flash forth light, to praise, boast, be boastful, to be boastful, boastful ones, boasters, to praise, to boast, make boast, to be praised. And then it keeps going on. It keeps going on for there. So let me grab this real quick. Let me copy that, and we could just go into a little simple Google meaning of it as well. So let's paste, search. Now, boastful, a very boastful and talkative person, blowhard, beggar, lion-hearted. Yeah, getting into that meaning there, man. But that's what Esau, Edom does, man. He tries to shine above all others. He tries to become prideful, man. And that's what the devil is. He's real prideful. He boasts of all the so-called achievements that he have did. Like President Trump, about the death of the Iranian general. He boasted of that. Even though they claimed that it was a plot that the general came up with to kill some American troops and things as such, but it was a plot. It wasn't something that he acted on, or it could have been a lie, because that's what Esau Edom does. He's a deceiver. So let's keep going. It says, for the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, and blesses the covetous, whom the Lord uphearteth. The wicked through the pride of his heart, of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts, man. Right? Because Esau Edom, he's not thinking of the word of the Most High. He's not thinking of righteousness. He's only thinking of to commit wickedness, because that's what's in his spirit. His spirit is not upright in him. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Esau Edom is the wicked. There ain't nothing righteous that can come out of something that is completely crooked and can't be made straight. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. So the Most High is not in all his thoughts, man. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgment are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them, man. Hey, that's the so-called white man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end it from there, man. Because I'm trying to pull these scriptures out as I'm driving. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it from there. More likely to make a part 2 on it, and we're gonna start back at Psalms, the 10th chapter, the 5th verse, and then move on from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Barak Day Hawa, Barak Day Hawa Shah, Barak Day Hawa, Barak Day Hawa Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there doing this work with true sincerity. I like to say Mawafly Bible, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying for you brothers out there that's doing this work with true sincerity. I like to say Shalom.